Hi everyone and welcome back to Phoenix Awakened. I'm your host Alison.
Hi everyone, I'm Jayson and welcome back to another exciting show. Can't wait for this one.
Yeah, this one, Jason's actually going to share a few ghost stories with us, so this is going to be really interesting.
Yeah, look, I've only got like, I don't know, 4 or 5. I know there's like hundreds, but these are the ones I felt like I needed to discuss. I don't know why. Mm-hmm. You know, a little bit creepy, a little bit scary. Well, that's what I thought at the time. I look at it now and it's like, yeah, not bad. So but get some popcorn ready.
But some ghost stories can seem a bit creepy, can't they?
I'll try to make it even creepier for everyone. So turn the lights out. If you listen to this on a podcast, turn the lights out and just listen. Ooh. If you're watching, turn the lights out still. Just have your TV or your laptop or your phone or whatever. I've had a lot of interesting experiences over the years. Well, you and I both, really. And I want to start with the first one. When I was a kid, everybody's starting to understand that I was a sensitive kid. And I could, sometimes see stuff and I sometimes get some visions as a little bit older. I was probably 6, 7, maybe 5, somewhere. I was young. And my parents brought this weatherboard, creepy, shacky thing in the hills, let's say, or beneath the Mount Dean, or underneath, or the bottom part of Mount Dean. It was called Tacoma in Victoria. Anybody who lives in Tacoma, you'll know where I'm talking about. If you don't, you won't have a clue. A lot of hills, a lot of trees. A beautiful place.
So it's very foresty, yes. It's a beautiful place.
This place was crap.
Okay.
It was the spookiest place. I think I've been to a lot of spooky places and lived in a lot of spooky places, but this was pretty spooky.
So do you reckon this was the most spookiest place on the block?
Only because I was a kid.
Yeah, fair enough.
I think now I'll be clearing like no tomorrow, as we've done a lot living together.
Yeah.
So the bedroom, I was in, my brother, because I had a brother, and we had to share the room. And it started off with all of a sudden having really big moths. Do you know, like, the moth that goes to the light?
Yeah.
My perception at that age, like the moths, there was many, all the time, like every night, were as big as my adult hand now.
Are you sure?
Yep, they were gigantic. This is not sounding creepy at the moment, is it? But to bear with me. And spiders were big too. And that's not a lie, because it was a foresty area. And the spiders that we had were huntsmans.
Yeah, huntsmans are scary looking.
Yeah, and these were like bigger than normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought these ones could eat your head off.
Yeah, sorry.
Not good.
No offense to huntsmans, but they are pretty scary.
Yeah, and being a small kid as well.
Exactly. You think that anything can bite your head off, being a small kid.
Yeah, every night it was just terrifying. And then I went back through this memory, and then what I was shown, that I had greys in the room.
Oh.
So they're not ghosts, they're, galactic beings. Aliens. They were always watching me. Always watching me. And it was like they were able to amplify the fear component. And being a kid,
Yeah, that's what happens. Yeah.
And every night at the same time, somebody would drop keys. We had this really old, I don't know, it was given to my parents from somebody that's died or I don't know, but you know how people die and you get stuff from them. So this was a very old copper ashtray that had pictures imprinted as with people in it. And every night at a particular time, it's like somebody dropped keys into the ashtray. And I know for a fact because everybody was in bed asleep. Nobody was coming home late at night, early in the morning, dropping keys into an ashtray. And this happened like every night. I don't know when it stopped. I don't even know if it stopped. That was part of my childhood growing up with creepy spiders, big insects, moths and aliens watching over me. Yeah, not really great.
Yeah,
and then having that play out, plus all the other stuff on the property that were playing out as well. I've always ended up in properties with just really weird stuff going on.
Yeah, you have.
Yeah. Anyway, then my father, because he was a chippy builder, carpenter, he pretty much bit by bit broke down the house and rebuilt this magnificent place. It helped shift the energy a lot. And I think I was there till I was 18. And the energy did shift a lot, but it never left because unless you know how to clear the land properly, and back then I didn't have a clue.
Yeah.
You know, it's never gonna be perfect. But it was so great when finally the rest of the house was pulled down, because it just felt a lot better. And that, I guess, stayed with me for, you know, until this day, I guess, because I'm talking about it.
Yeah.
And that's why I can remember at the moment, but I know there's a lot of stuff that played out, and it was bloody creepy.
Yeah.
Like, all the time, like, non-stop creepy.
Yeah.
What's the next story I've got? So that's the first one. So bear with me, everyone. I was at my cousin's wedding.
Okay.
This is weird. I was, I don't know, one of the groomsmen or something. I was part of the wedding, something like that. And I was all dressed up in a suit. And I would have been in I'm thinking 19 or something, 20, 21, 22, something like that. Time flies. It's hard to keep track. And my cousin looked beautiful, and you know, everybody's around. It's a really fancy church. I don't know, it was near the city, say city somewhere. And I was just walking through the church and just looking at the church, because for some reason I don't mind churches. I think I love the architecture of the churches, especially the old churches.
Yeah, they're really
nice.
Beautiful, yeah.
And I was just, you know, walking around as you do, and then this like Catholic looking priest came up to me. And the funny thing is, it wasn't a Catholic. The wedding was under Anglican, I think, church.
Yep.
But it must have been a Catholic church as well, because I had this Catholic priest come up to me with, you know, the black robes and everything. We're having a chat and asking me how I'm going, and I'm thinking, I'm doing good at my, you know, cousin's wedding, and it's beautiful. It's going to be a beautiful day. I'm really excited for her and all that sort of jazz. I don't know how long I was there talking to him for, and after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever, I don't even remember the conversation, but he was just asking me questions, and I was just asking him some stuff, because it's going back a long time ago. And then my mother was looking for me. Jayson, where are you? Jayson, where are you? What are you up to now? And I said, Mum, I just finished talking to a really nice priest. I told her what he looked like, how tall and stuff like that. She said, Jayson, there's no priest here like that at all. There's nobody that exists in the church like that. She said, I think you're going a bit silly. I said, no. And I gave her the understanding of what we talked about. She just started laughing, going, Jayson, I can guarantee you, if the only priest here is the one at the front, there's nobody else here.
Wow.
So I went, so I'm thinking, I just talked to a dead priest in spirit form.
Because you probably think you'd probably be thinking you're going a bit crazy.
Well, not at the time.
It's like, no, but when your mum's going, there's no one here, and it's like, hold on, but I swear.
But no, it was physical, like I'm talking to you, like physical human, not ghostly figure, like a physical, solid human being.
Because I reckon I'd be going, I'd swear I was talking to...
Well, I did, because we had a chat.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, so that one played out. So that sort of unnerved me for a while. I'm at the wedding and, you know, all that sort of stuff. I'm thinking, geez, I'm talking to, you know, people that don't exist, you know, what's going on? And I hadn't really started the journey really with this stuff. I was still young and, you know, not having a clue about stuff. So that's what that played out. And that was, very interesting. I'm feeling a bit weird now talking about that. Anyway, let's move on to the next one. So that's that part of that. What's my third one? So I started working at a paint shop. I started working hardware house at a paint shop. I was a paint specialist there. It's like, you just, whatever. I had no experience. And I was 28, around 28, 29 at the time. And after 4 years, I left because I had to work weekends and all that sort of jazz. I had no life, you know, because nobody wants to go out during the week. So then I got given another opportunity at another paint shop in Veronia. It was a small business. It was paint, right? Hames Paint. That was a really creepy shop as well. After I was there for probably 6-7 months, I start to see, like I was at the till, I could start to see this particular, like this time it was spirit, walk past, and a few times I walked through him or he would walk through me, and he had like the checkered shirt on, braces and, you know, the trousers. So that was really interesting. I'd see him just walking around and all that sort of jazz. So I'm thinking the shop's been there for a while then.
Yeah, probably.
And that's in Baronia.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's now a massage shop.
Oh.
Yeah, I know, you're right.
Okay.
And then this particular business had another shop in Glen Waverley.
Yeah.
I was, you know, doing my job, selling paint and all that sort of jazz. Then I saw a female at the paint cans, and I'm thinking, well, she's a customer, as you do. You go up and serve them. So I went up and served her and said, oh, can I help you, madam? I need some help with paint and stuff like that. And then she vanished.
I'm getting the whole Ghostbusters thing going on in my head right now with that.
Again, she looked real, like the priest, but she wasn't. And then as I walked up to ask her questions to help her out, and she had, I could see her, long brown hair, pale complexion, shorter than me, just staring at probably not even staring at the paint cans, probably just staring
somewhere
in her realm or something. Yeah, that was another really interesting thing. I went back to the till and went, okay, what is it with these bloody shops? So that happened a few times with people at these particular shops where I'd quickly see, spirit walking through and all that sort of stuff. And I was just like, at the time, because you're not expecting it.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, it's a person, I'm going to say hello.
And because you're not expecting it, I think that's the real creepy part about it. Because you just turn, and then all of a sudden you see feet, or you see hands, or you see something move, and it's like, okay, what was that? Yeah.
But the thing is that the spirit that I was seeing, for some reason, they looked really real. Yeah. So that was I was there for a little bit. That was really crazy. Then I left. I was actually happy about that. So that was that one. What's the next one? Oh, when I was a student driving back from Boronia to Listerfield, again in Victoria, because I'm a Victorian. Mm-hmm. And every night after class, it'd be some nights, a bit like your shaman training, where you're at this class for bloody hours.
Yeah.
Driving home late at night, and as I was driving down one of the main roads, I'll always see spirit walking across the road.
Oh.
To a point again where I'm slamming on the brakes.
Oh.
And I'm like, it's really, because it's so real at times that you really feel like it's a person walking across the road.
Yeah.
I'd have people walking across the road. I would have animals walking across the road. Like, you'd see them walking and then they disappear.
Really?
Like, they come in front of the car and then, a bit distance, because I could see them a bit of a distance away, thinking, okay, I'll slow down, stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then nothing. You wouldn't see. Like, you see them and then you wouldn't see them. And like, okay, that's spirit.
Wow.
So that happened all the time, to a point where I had to drive so slow because I just didn't know what was real and what wasn't real.
Wow.
Because at this stage we were really working on clearing ourselves and clearing the third eye. So my clairvoyance was really through the roof.
Yeah.
And this might have been a similar time where I had my Kundalini activation as well.
Oh, okay.
So, and it was just bloody horrifying, because what happened if it was somebody real?
Yeah, that's exactly it.
I
And
mean?
you didn't break.
Yeah. Or there's a kangaroo or a deer or a dog or cat running across the road.
Yeah, exactly. Like an actual living being in this reality, and you didn't break thinking, it's just a spirit. You'll just keep on going. Yeah, absolutely.
So that was always really on the way home. Just like, going to this class and coming back, but there's always weird stuff going energetically.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, so much. 13 years of that.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. Oh, I can just breathe now. What was my other one? The other one was when I was working a lot with elementals.
Yep.
And I was in the car with a friend, and we're just sitting there talking, and next thing I know, I could see tree spirits coming out of the trees and walking across the front yard.
That is cool.
And no, because they don't look really beautiful.
Oh.
They look a bit barkish. Like, they have bark on them. They don't
that makes
dark
sense.
And they're not as what you think they are.
No, I get it. It's like an actual tree spirit. It looks like a tree.
In a way, but not.
Oh.
That's hard to explain.
Oh.
It's really hard to explain, but yeah. But I'd never seen one before.
Oh.
And I actually didn't know what it was. So I think at the time I was still talking to the Ghostbusters, and they said, that's a tree spirit. I went, okay. And they explained what they look like, and I said, yeah. And in the same moment as that was playing out, I had this elemental, I call it the pan-looking head with the pointy ears, hair on the side and just his head on one of the plants, just smiling and laughing at me.
Okay.
I'm saying to my friend, can you see any of this? No, I can't see anything. I can't see anything. Oh, really? And then I could see like other elementals like moving around the car.
Really?
So I had elementals around the car, had this elemental panhead looking at me laughing at spirit tree beings coming out of themselves and walking, and this would have been heading towards nighttime, so it's still a little bit light.
So I guess the time when they probably come out the most?
Oh, maybe, yeah.
Or when they're most revealed?
Yeah, but I've never seen them before. That was the thing. It was just a one-off. Other than being inside, I could see these little white little elemental beings, a little bit naughty, and they'd play games with me and stuff like that. Because,
which they do.
Yeah.
They do.
Yeah. And I've just been shown now in this particular house I was in when I saw the spirits just a moment ago, there was always people walking up and down the corridor.
That's one of the creepiest and scariest things.
Always watching.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm always watched.
Yeah.
Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
Then I had my mother come over to this house where the elementals were and stuff like that, and she said, I'll sleep on the couch. I said, no, you can sleep in my bed. So she slept in my bed, and she said, I'm not sleeping in that bedroom ever again. It's the most creepiest room I've ever been in. There was people around watching. They didn't like me being here, and I'm like, so I had to have a chat to the house. It's like, I'm allowed to have visitors because I'm renting, another shacky, creepy house, and so when because she lived in Queensland, so she slept on the couch, and she said, that hallway's just full of activity. So she said, I don't really want to come back here, to be honest with you. And I said, yeah, I know, but you sort of do get used to it. Well, I had no choice. I was there for 8 years.
I don't know if you'd get used to it, would you?
It was non-stop. Yeah, I was never lonely or bored.
Did you go, hey Fred, how's it going?
At the time, I just ended up having conversations with the house and the people in the house, because the house was connected to the landlord, who was German, and all the German family came out from Germany, and that house was built with his family and his father.
Oh, okay.
So I understood that with his dad hanging out.
Ah, okay.
Yeah. So and they built the son for the house right next door for, the landlord, which is the son of the dead person walking up down the corridor. So there was this family heritage. They never wanted me to leave. They were really happy with me being there, because that's when I did most of my artwork and stuff like that. So I had a lot of energy around all the time. So that I was 8 years, and that was craziness all the time. So I keep on wanting to hand it over to you if you got any stories that comes to mind.
Well, the only one I can think of, there's actually a couple I can think of. So the one that happened to us last night, we thought that there were particular elementals around. And we said that, if there these particular elementals around, can you give us a sign by flickering the lights or something like that?
We thought they were red Sprite.
Yeah, and as we were asking that question, a spoon or a fork or I don't know, something moved by the kitchen.
I jumped.
Yeah.
Because we got told that the red Sprites are connected to electricity or lightning.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, there's no real lightning around. And we thought, are they real? Or are they something else? And I said, if it's true, and it is true, can you do another sign? Keep the power on, don't turn the power off.
But then we did do it, we did check it, and I don't think it was them.
Yeah, because we did an audit or revocation on it.
But that is also you jumped.
Yeah, because I was in the kitchen.
You weren't expecting
I'm always
the
in
noise.
the kitchen, and there was something dropped from the sink or something,
and
I wasn't expecting that, because I'm waiting for the lights to flash, I think, or the electricity to do something. I wasn't expecting that, because we're asking for confirmation. It's like, I will give you confirmation, and I just jumped.
Yeah, so there was that one. That was just recent. I think that was last night or the night before. Can't remember. The other one was when I was in the shower here, and I remember turning around. I can see this face looking at me, and I'm thinking,
oh, that's right.
Where is this face coming from? And then I see this little boy run into this room in particular. We realise that there's doorways in this room that come from the walls, and we had to actually close those down as well.
Yeah, so vortexes or doorways or, I don't know, whatever.
Yeah, and literally I just remember turning around and seeing this face staring at me and thinking, okay, what just happened here? and then seeing the little boy run into the room.
I thought you said there was also like a little boy and a little girl running through the house as well.
That's what I thought. I thought it was a little girl that was looking at me and the little boy
was running through to this room.
Yeah. That's what I thought was going on.
The creepy podcast room, everyone. This has been with me my whole life.
And there's probably other stories, but a lot of it happens in the dreams for me, I reckon. Yeah.
No, but you have you go and have a shower, you know, and next thing you know, you're talking and doing stuff, and you come out of the shower and like, I just talked to, I had such and such here, and this person here, and that person here, and I just want to have a shower in peace, people, just leave me alone.
Even to this day.
Yeah, even to this day.
Yeah, even to this day. I can walk around like the house and I'm like, seriously, just leave me alone.
Yeah, shop's closed, everyone. Yeah. Go home. I need a break. So we both really, I'm thinking that you've got loads like me, especially as a kid growing up.
But I don't really... I do remember. This was kind of like it wasn't really like a ghostly thing until afterwards someone else told me that it was more of a ghostly thing. So there was a unit that I was living in with my parents. I was in primary school and I hated my room. Absolutely hated my room. I hated being in there. And I didn't realise what was going on in the room until I actually went to go see a medium. Like years later, this is years later, moved out of there and brought up the room. And he said that there was a little boy that was also living in the room as well.
Oh, that's right. Maybe you tell me about that.
Yeah, but I didn't really have any kind of... I didn't see anything or I just didn't like being in that room. There was something about it that I just didn't like about it. So there was that scenario. Another story I remember is I'm driving to a friend's house and the next door neighbour had a for sale sign out the front. And I remember driving, slowing down because I'm about to park outside my friend's house. And I thought I saw a woman standing by the for sale sign. And then I turned my head and then she wasn't there. And I'm thinking, I swear I saw a woman there. And to me, she looked like she was wearing like a Victorian period kind of clothing. Hair up, that kind of style. And the dress looked kind of red, which I'm remembering now. And I think she had about like light brown hair. And that was probably one of the very first apparitions, like as an adult, that I can remember seeing. But it was really bizarre because I'm like thinking, yeah, there's a woman standing over there, turn around and there's no one there. And then you're questioning going, did I actually see that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yes, you did.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. Heaps of people have different experiences like this. This is pretty normal, I'm thinking.
Probably.
People are just like, just making stuff up. No, you're not.
No, you
are seeing stuff.
Yeah.
More stuff than what you probably realise.
Yeah. And the thing is that I just want to point out is that even though they may seem like spirit or ghost or something along those lines, they're actually in a different realm or different reality, in a different frequency. And they pretty much believe that they're very real in that frequency. Just like we perceive that we're real here.
Yeah, just sometimes able to, for whatever reason, tap into that frequency where they're walking around or doing their thing. Not always, because we don't always. But when it does come up, we're like, oh, okay, you know.
And I also want to bring up, I don't know, but I also just want to mention that a lot of movies make it more scary than what it should actually be.
Yeah, because it sells.
Well, yeah, that's the only reason, because, you know, Casper the Friendly Ghost was the only one that was a friendly movie. Everything else is a horror movie. And I used to love watching the ghost movies because of the fact that because it's like it's supernatural. But then as I was growing up, it kind of tormented me in a way that I got scared of seeing, because because in the movies, like, it's all dead people and they're all bringing terror and horror and all that to the people that are living in the house, which is not really the case some of the time.
No. It's not always the case.
No. Some of the time it is the case.
Yeah.
But some of the time it's not the case.
Yeah, we don't watch horror movies anymore.
No.
Because we believe that when you watch particular movies that it creates portals or vortexes or doorways for darker entities to come through. We choose not to do that anymore.
Yeah, absolutely.
So if you guys are, whatever you're listening or watching, so how we seal stuff, just a good tip.
Yeah.
I just intentionalize and draw a circle, an ancient silver circle with an ancient silver cross in it 3 times over, say,
the screen
or the wall or the portal, stuff like that. That's if you got a feeling or knowing that there's something open. Just intentionalize it and just draw it with your hand 3 times. Ancient silver circle with the ancient silver cross. Do that 3 times, and I'm finding that does work.
Yeah, with the intention of sealing the doorway.
Closing the door, pretty much. A bit like shutting your front door.
Yeah, exactly. And locking it.
Yeah. You can maybe put padlocks on it too. I think I've done that before as well.
I've done that too.
Yeah, padlocks and stuff like that on it. Because you just don't want the nasties coming into your home.
Yeah, well, that's exactly it. So I'm learning that not everything is scary, but yeah, there are some scary things, but you know, they perceive themselves to be real in their reality, just like we perceive ourselves to be real in this reality.
Yeah. Yeah, so if anybody has any interesting stories, just leave a comment below. Yeah.
Anything else that you want to share?
I'm pretty good. I had to get that out of my system. I don't know why I had to share it. I just thought, we've all got some stuff to share.
Some ghost stories around the campfire.
Yeah. So no, I'm pretty good.
Okay, cool.
So thank you for listening to me ramble.
Well, thank you very much for sharing those stories.
Pleasure.
There will be heaps of people out there that go, yes, I understand this. I know what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, heaps of stuff goes on.
Yeah, absolutely.
More stuff goes on that you can ever imagine.
Yeah, absolutely. And on completely different levels than we first thought. Yeah.
We're learning all the time.
Well, thank you everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed Jason's ghost stories.
Yes, thank you everyone for watching and listening. I do appreciate it.
And yeah, if you have any stories or know of any experiences, leave a comment. Let us know. We would love to know, because we are so sure that there's a lot of you out there that have these experiences.
Yeah, I think we're going to get thousands and thousands of comments.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, just because there's a lot of people that have a lot of experiences.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Absolutely. Well, until next time, everyone. See you later.
See you later, everybody. Blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.